Good evening. This is Nico Mestis. I'm just going into my adaptive sports reflection, and yeah, so I'll get right into it. So, as I began this reflection and went through the process of looking through the peer-reviewed articles and through the primary perspective and just reflecting on everything that we've gone through in class. I just want to first identify my intended audience for this reflection of within my review, which is just the general public, individuals who may or may not have prior knowledge of adaptive sports. My goal throughout this narration is to give a clear understanding of what adaptive sports are from my interpretation and why they are important and how they contribute to inclusion and community across diverse populations with people with various disabilities. With me working at Ability 360, that definitely gave me a very good insight in volunteering there. Adaptive sports are modified or specially designed physical activities that allow individuals with physical, developmental, or congenital disabilities, or visually impaired, a lot of various types of disabilities to participate in a certain sport or sports. And these modifications, whether through equipment, rules, or environment, ensure accessibility while maintaining the competitive and social aspects within the sport. Adaptive sports are essential within communities, organizations, and countries around the world because they promote inclusion, reduce stigma, provide equitable opportunities for participation. More importantly, they create spaces where individuals can build confidence, relationships, and a sense of belonging. And I've seen that firsthand at Ability 360 and at the Arizona Disabled Sports while I was volunteering there as well with Hayden. And it's just very cool to see. And from both recreational therapy and future occupational therapy perspective, adaptive sports plays a major role in enhancing quality of life, social connection, and self-efficacy, as well as self-determination. I mean, there's a lot of values that go into that of what um, the populations that participate within those adaptive sports will get out of it. It's just kind of endless. It's just depending on what their needs are and meeting them where they're at. And they help the individuals shift focus from limitations to strengths, which is critical in building identity and long-term well-being. Sorry, we need a burp. I ate a lot of food, but through my personal and academic experiences, especially volunteering at Ability 360, like I said previously, in personal training there, I had the opportunity to see and work with athletes within these adaptive sports at Ability 360, such as wheelchair basketball and goalball. Um, One of my clients actually was on the goalball team, and she was visually impaired and just being able to adapt to her needs and meeting her where she's at every day that we had a session and just being able to um, see her growth throughout that process really just it makes you warm inside and it makes you feel really good inside to see that you made a very impactful change in a good way on their life, and they're sure to tell you that everybody in Ability is so awesome. I very much wish I could stay here and do my internship there along with the vet because it's just a truly inspiring and very insightful experience. And um, these experiences have significantly shaped my understanding of how powerful these sports are in creating inclusive communities. Heck, everybody, like the staff, from the staff to the members of Ability 360, it's just all one conformed unit, and everybody works as one towards a common goal. And that's basically just creating a sense of community within everybody, and they do a very good job of that. And my first highlighted sport, like my favorite sport that I'm very interested in and want to learn more in is wheelchair basketball as I've seen it firsthand. So I just want to actually be in that perspective and learn more of that perspective behind it and like what goes into it and like all of the different aspects of like I just want to physically go through it and play it and see for myself the hardships and the things that you have to adjust to and according to Verndock et al. To 2021, reverse integration in wheelchair basketball, stakeholders understanding in elite and recreational sporting communities. The sport promotes inclusion through reverse integration, where individuals with and without disabilities compete together, which I thought was really cool. And I loved reading this primary article or peer-reviewed article, sorry, excuse me. Um, this creates an environment that challenges traditional barriers and it also promotes unity because obviously people think it's either you have a disability or you're able-bodied and they don't really like meshing that together. So being able to come together as one and work as one team, I think really just helps everybody's mindset and it's a very good. I think they should have more reverse integration throughout more adaptive sports as that would be very beneficial for all populations so everybody could fully understand each other's limitations and strengths and being able to strive from having those limitations to being able to use those strengths that you have and just having a more like positive psychology theory behind it, like utilizing your strengths towards your progress and your goals and your outcomes of the adaptive sport or activity that you may be playing. And so I think that's a very needed thing within our society as a whole, like not just disabilities or able-bodied, like just having it as one known mindset, I think would be a very beneficial thing. That was getting dry. But a key perspective that reinforces this as well comes from Phil Robinson in the primary perspective that I chose to speak about within this reflection. And the title is Wheelchair Basketball Pathway Development Overview. And um, Phil emphasizes the importance of understanding athlete development pathways and being open to change and growth within adaptive sport systems. And he's a coach within the NI pathway program, or it might be an organization. Say I have to dive deeper into that, but he highlights that gaining knowledge about athletes and their journeys is critical to building a stronger, more inclusive program and long-term success, which I totally agree with. Like when you have, like when you meet the athletes where they're at and you support them fully on their journeys, and as you keep going, you're just building more and stronger every week, and you're all working together as one unit and you're trying to have a common goal. I think that just it makes that impact in the long term just a lot more successful. And so this aligns directly with what I observed at Ability 360, where the athletes of all levels and abilities are supported and developed with a strong community. I mean, I go watch Ability whenever I wouldn't be training, whenever I'd have downtime, I'd always be down there watching them, supporting them, because just having that stronger community and that conformity between all of our staff, it just shows like of how beneficial it is to have that circle around you and that support system around you. And I'd always cheer those guys on. I told them, I was like, if you guys ever go up to Denver, I was like, I'll make a trip up there to go up there because I just want to keep supporting them fully and knowing that they have a strong community, even when I leave the community for a certain amount of time for when I move back home. Like just having that sense of that they know that as soon as I leave, it's not just like it goes blank out of my mind. Like I'm always going to be thinking about those guys, and I very much hope that I could reconnect with them in the future. And I better talk a little quicker because I know we're getting close to the time. But my second sport is goalball, which is specifically designed for individuals with visual impairments. Research by Shimoni, Lidor, and Ziv 2020, the effectiveness of bandwidth knowledge of results on a throwing task in goalball players with visual impairments. It shows how structured feedback improves performance and engagement. From my experience, goalball not only develops physical skills, but also enhances communication, trust, and teamwork. And these are essential components of both sports and within daily life, as I mean, that's what you're taught from when you're young. You know, you have to have communication always with everybody that you speak to, so you're all on the same page. You have to have trust, so people know they can depend on you and you can depend on them. And then teamwork as well is because everybody works towards a common goal on the team. And so you have that teamwork within your careers and within your staff, wherever you may be working at. So just having those vital components within both adaptive sports and in life, it's just going to strengthen that camaraderie that much more. But the third sport that really stood out to me, of course, since I played college baseball previously, is beat baseball, which we unfortunately didn't get to implement or participate in our class. But even I know things happen and you have to be adaptive, and that's the name of the game. So, um, this sport immediately caught my attention from my past experience, and after learning about it in class and within our materials, within our adaptive labs class, like it just became that much even more interested. Like I became even more interested and intrigued by it and just how it adapts to the traditional game of baseball and using auditory cues like beeping ball and buzzing bases to help innovate it to where the population with people with impairments can participate and play the game they love too. Like you heard all the guys on the video that we watched from the New York team, beat baseball team, like they all just wanted to have a game to be included too and play baseball together. And they found a way to make that happen for people with impairments, which I think is really cool. And according to Manchetti, Bovey, and Micheletta, 2025, my other um, peer-reviewed article, I think, yeah, peer-reviewed article, visual impairments and factors affecting participation in motor and sports activities, a systematic review. This was a great resource to look at as well because it highlights how accessibility and proper adaptations are the key to increasing participation for individuals with visual impairments. Beat Baseball demonstrates how sports can innovatively be adapted without losing their core essence of the sport. And I find that extremely impactful as I imagine if, life would allow people with visual impairments, to um like just being able to play that game again and because some people, lose sight after so many years, like they could have had sight originally or certain circumstances like that. So just being able to have them have that sense of community and being able to play the sport that they've loved watching growing up possibly or just loved in general, like it's just very cool to me, and I really think that's a very cool sport. And so I just definitely want to learn more and play it myself and see the ins and outs of that. But overall, learning about these adaptive sports has expanded my knowledge of inclusive programming and strengthened my ability to think as a future therapist, both in occupational therapy and in recreational therapy. And this will directly benefit me as my internship this summer is within the Adaptive Sports Association in Durango, Colorado. So the adaptive kayaking and the adaptive sailing, all of that's going to come very much in handy. So I appreciate all of the resources Professor Pohl has given us to be able to strengthen our knowledge within all aspects and all adaptive sports. And I'll be working hands-on with individuals with physical, congenital, developmental disabilities in adaptive sports setting, which I couldn't be more excited about. I'm very much looking forward to this opportunity and building as a professional within it before I start my NCTRC preparation for the exam. And having this foundation also allows me to better support participants, adapt interventions, and contribute meaningfully to their experiences, which is why I became a personal trainer in the first place. Like just knowing that I'm helping somebody strengthen within their goals and their wants and just seeing the joy that it brings out of them. That's how I knew that recreational therapy and occupational therapy was the thing for me, is because I love helping people to the best possible way that I can and give my full effort. And I know that they'll give their full effort, and that's all anybody could ask for. So I'm very much looking forward to my experiences in the future. And looking forward, adaptive sports will play a significant role within my career um, as they're not just physical activities, they're tools for empowerment, inclusion, and community building. And adaptive sports provides individuals with opportunities to connect, grow, and succeed in ways that go far beyond of the game and adaptive sports itself. And that's like the main gist of why, like I said, why I chose what I chose to do in life is because just seeing opportunities for people with disabilities to be able to connect, grow, and succeed in ways that just go far beyond the game. Like that's like just soup. Like it just warms your heart and just you feel very proud and um blessed and thankful to be able to be a part of that opportunity, a part of that process. So um all these aspects and all of the knowledge that I've gained will definitely like just give me the most well-rounded knowledge that I can have for my future careers. And Um, the adaptive sports also truly represents like what inclusive and meaningful participation should look like in our communities. And I think the more and more that every community starts to integrate and reverse integrate with these adaptive sports and with traditional sports, or people with that are able-bodied and people that are have disabilities, like being able to conform as one and being able to understand each other, since some people that are able-bodied don't quite understand the every like aspect that goes into disabled sports and adaptive sports. So just being able to have that more ground knowledge, I think for as a society, I think will just benefit us as humans that much more, and being able to relate with each other on more levels than you would anticipate. So yeah, I had a blast in this class, and I'm gonna very much miss everybody. And I'll be sure to be in touch with everybody, including the professors, of course, and just letting them know about my future ambitions and my journey. And yeah, thank you guys for a great semester, and thank you, Professor Pola, for a great semester and a great 2 years at Arizona State. Thank you. Let me see once I can. Cool. Bye. Thank you guys.